With Grant VALESKA. He's a fashion icon in Second Life and a stellar performer artist. There's a creative force. They have shaped trends in culture in Second Life, and they've captured the essence of the moment through a lens, earning a reputation as a titan who continuously pushes forward and pushes the boundaries of creativity and innovation. Thank you for sitting down today with us, Grant.
Oh, of course, of course. Can I get that in writing so I can put that in like a book forward or something? Because
I can
wow,
certainly do that for you.
that was I impressed myself. Okay, thank you. That was a lovely introduction.
Oh, no problem. Well, I mean, we are just lucky to be sitting down with you. We were coming hot off of your performance at Smokefest as Beyonce just the other week. How did you feel coming off of that? How were your emotions after that was all done and over with?
Well, after something you work a lot of months on is kind of over, you're like, all right, so now what? What do I do? But seeing the
Right.
response is really great. I, we had a few people who were like, you told me to get there early, not a day early. I was like, that, listen, honestly, I did not expect that 3 hours before the show, no one was going to be able to get in. Like, that was real, that was a shock. So that was affirming that I'm doing things that people want to see. But it was great. It was a great time. I had a great time. Smokefest, the whole team kind of just lets me do my thing. So that's that's exciting because I'm a
That's
bit of a control freak.
Can you give us a little insight into the development process of it, the prep time? You said months, and the people who helped. How, from start to finish, I know that's a long time, but can you just shrink it down into a little bit of how that process kind of goes for you?
Sure. When I do tribute shows, I always start with the music because obviously that's the most important thing. No one's coming to hear me sing live. Then the show, that region would empty very quickly.
Oh,
So nobody wants that. So, I got to get the music right. I do a lot of digging, a lot of YouTube. I dig through websites trying to find like the perfect mixes. I can kind of mix things myself. I want to get more into like putting live instruments over things. That's something that I've kind of been trying to experiment with, and I kind of did a
very cool.
little bit of with this show. But I really start with the music. I actually started for the Beyonce show because I knew there were going to be a lot of eyes on me because Beyonce is not somebody we play around with around here.
No, we don't.
Like we're not doing half-assed Beyonce stuff. So I was like, okay, I got to get this music right. So I think I started in February once I got the green light that I did have a spot,
Oh, wow.
and I made several different versions of this show up until probably I want to say June. Yeah, probably June. Musically, it changed a lot. I flipped a lot of songs out. I came back to old ideas. But from there, then I kind of once the music is solid and I'm really happy with how it is, I'm a bit of a nerd. I'm a stage nerd. I love I love stages. It's a weird like love passion of mine. I think since I was really young, I've just been very enthralled by live performance and how you can
Right.
really transform a space with lighting and with props and with screens and with costumes and choreography. Um so just that background alone, I go in hard with the stage. I actually print up like my own mock-up stage. I make it in Photoshop. I print 20 pages of it in real
Oh,
life,
wow.
and I sit there and I sketch everything out. I draw the prop pieces. I write down ideas. Sometimes I will partake in the devil's lettuce. And that's
Gotcha.
really when I get the good ideas. And some terrible, mostly terrible, but some of the best, but mostly terrible. Where I wake up and I'm like, what did you write here? Like, leaf from the sea. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know what that rant was about, but okay.
We need to
Um,
decipher your high notes, huh?
yeah, I'm like, okay. So clearly we
Gotcha.
were off our rocker last night. Cool. But then sometimes I'll be like, oh, that was a good idea. Like, for anyone who's seen the show, disco ball that was hollow inside that like turned around
Hmm.
and Beyonce stepped into. I was actually watching Madonna's Confessions world tour, and she like the entrance is she comes down in a disco ball and the disco ball like opens, and I've been trying to figure out how to do that for years, but I don't think Second Life possesses the capability for me to
Right.
do what I want it to do.
Right.
But that was an inspiration, and I was like, okay, so what if I hollow this disco ball out and like it flips around and maybe no one sees that coming and then it's whatever. Um yeah, from the stage, then I have to actually make the stage, which a friend of mine, Suave, who owns a store called BH9, and he also is, uh, you know what? I'm gonna have to drop an F bomb. I said I wasn't gonna drop an F bomb live on
Did,
air,
but that's okay.
but it's his name. It's his DJ name. So DJ Fuck a Scratch is his name. And he was at the first week of Smokefest, but he helped me with a bunch of props that I was like, I can't make this with prims or tear any backdrops apart to make this. So I was really appreciative of him. I reached out to people. Actually, his daughter Rulin owns a pose store named Blurp, I believe is what it's called.
Okay.
And she made some custom poses for me because I was like, well, no one's made these. These are very Beyonce
Right.
centric. Um, just a little tidbit. Anyone who is coming to the ticketed shows on Saturday, you will be getting one of those poses with your
Oh,
ticket when you
I
get
didn't know
there. That's a exclusive. I haven't told anyone that yet.
Oh, I like that we're getting new stuff.
Oh, I got all kinds of exclusives tonight. Yeah, you're getting it
I'm
all.
happy.
But yeah, and then the scripting is the last major phase. And that is the part where I want to start tearing my hair out of my head and I think about quitting because it is very mathematical and I failed math twice. So there's that. But I
But
figure it
hey,
out.
it's okay.
Yeah, so it's a lot of processes, a lot of months, a lot of um hard work and me reaching out to people. And then we had Dernier who helped dress the dancers. She
Mhm.
dressed me. She did a custom piece for me or a retexture of an item so that it matched something else. Now,
Nice.
granted, I am a hoarder of Second Life clothes, as you may have known, and I did own most of those costumes in fat packs the minute she put them out. So she did I was like, all right, I'm gonna consider you a sponsor, babes, because you're helping the
Mhm.
dancers, but I got everything. So
Oh, very
putting
nice.
that out there. Um, yeah, it's a fun process. It towards the end, whenever you're like on your last couple of uh what's the word I'm looking for? Last couple of like tasks to do. Also, I have to
Mhm.
write everything out because I like to see that line through things.
Know that you have accomplished it, that you're
Yes.
getting closer to that finish line.
Yes, because if it's all in my head, I'm thinking about 28 things at once, and then I'm like, okay, well, now's the time we're gonna go cry, and we're going to watch Golden Girls, and that's what we're gonna do for today.
Which golden
So
girl are you? Which one?
I think that depends on who you ask.
Who do you
I
relate
don't
to the
know.
most?
Honestly, Dorothy is probably the one I
Okay.
relate to the most.
Okay.
However, I believe I have the optimism of a Rose, but I
You're not as
think the
flighty, I'm sure.
yes, I'm not. I don't think. Sometimes it depends on again who you ask. Um, but I think I have the humor of a Dorothy. You
Gosh,
know,
I like Dorothy. I like her dry sense of humor. I like
one
her.
hundred percent, 100%. And she's tall. I guess we have that in common.
That's very true.
She definitely has a deeper voice than me, so maybe we don't have that in common. I don't
That's
know.
okay. Not doesn't have to be everything. Well, it sounds like you have a fantastic team behind you, and it shows. The performance was just phenomenal. So when you're developing them, how do you balance staying true to the original artist, but also bringing in your own interpretation of things? So not everything that, like you said, your mirror ball was a um, inspiration from Madonna. So are there things that were in your performance that really haven't seen on a Beyonce stage that is a Grant thing, or is it all?
I would say
Beyonce?
it's a nice mix.
Okay.
It's kind of, for me, I wanted this show to really focus itself around what she did on her latest tour, Renaissance World Tour. Also, I
Mhm.
went to the theater and watched the film 3 times.
Fun.
Uh because I was like, "Oh, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life and I need to keep seeing it over and over again." But I don't know. I just dive into that person's discography. The people that I've now done Beyonce, of course. I've done Lady Gaga. I've done Britney Spears. All
Mhm.
three people that I would say I'm a stan of. Maybe not in a toxic way, but Britney is my gateway drug to pop music. Like literally
Gotcha.
1999. I think I'm 6 years old and I'm obsessed. Could not get me away from this woman the minute she started. So like for me, doing a Britney show, you could ask me to do a Britney show next week and I could whip the whole thing out and it would feel like her team and I put it together just because that's how studied of a person I am.
Very
And
nice.
then Gaga, obviously, I think I was in high school, maybe what was I in? 11th grade whenever Gaga came out, and of course naturally obsessed
Mhm.
because I was like, look at the shoulder pads.
I got the
Look at
shoulder.
the let's bring the shoulder pads back. It's time for a renaissance of shoulder pads. Speaking of
I like it.
renaissance, I don't know where they've gone, but I need them to come back. I feel like they're not getting the respect they deserve. Um, but again, studied because I'm obsessed with Gaga. So, but Beyonce, that one was a little hard because I was kind of a late in life Beyonce lover. Like, obviously, I knew the hits, but it probably wasn't until like maybe the 2010s that I really was deep in the Beyonce fandom. So, I had to go back, do some history. I
Mhm.
watch everyone's tours, even the bootlegs. I know Britney's team isn't watching, but shout out to y'all because you never put any tours ever on DVD since like 2004. So I have to watch grainy bootleg footage from 2009. Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. Um, I don't know. I like to blend things, and then sometimes I'm like, this is what I wish they would have done on stage, but maybe they didn't have the capability or the venue look like the disco ball thing. I wish she would have had something like that in her show, but it was a
Right.
huge arena. You can't have crazy things like that happening. And then there was like, I don't know. I like to draw inspiration from different places or the influences they mention. Um, I don't know, but ultimately, I want it to feel like the artist that I'm doing would give their stamp of approval at the end of the day. They wouldn't be like, we would never do that.
No, I certainly think so. And I have a question from Mr. Nesto Young. He wants to
Uh
know, where is the Beyonce horse? Is it in your living room?
oh.
Really pretty sparkly
um,
horse that I need
well,
a copy of.
she's currently Renee is her name. She is living currently under a stage. Uh, but after that, who knows? Maybe she'll live in my garden.
Be nice.
If Nesta
Flowers
wants
around
to
her.
adopt her, I'm always open to it. There will be a heavy fee because she
Gotcha.
is famous now,
Thorough background check too, you know.
and that as well because I don't know what y'all be doing out here, so we need to make sure she goes to a lovely home.
Oh, I love it. For anyone that looks at what you do on stage and goes, I want to do that, what advice or suggestions do you have for them to kind of get started a little bit and to learn how this process works?
This is gonna be cliche, but go do it. Like, what are you waiting for? That's a that's such a complaint of mine about just people in general, but specifically Second Life people have a lot of ideas and say they want to see things, but they don't go and do it. And that's for me, I started doing these shows 2012,
Oh well.
2013, and they were booger. They were booger boots. They were not good. There were stage pieces flying through things.
Who was
I
your
had
first
someone
one?
Brittany. It was
Oh, you did
really
Britney
just
first.
Britney
Okay.
until maybe like 2020.
Oh, wow.
That was it. It was like, oh, that's literally people would just call me like, I have a friend Arson who would just call me Britney bitch since he knew me.
Nice, nice.
So, because that's just what I was always doing. It was like, oh, Grant's obsessed with Britney Spears, and that's what he does. Um, but no, go do it, and don't be afraid to ask questions, but also don't expect an answer. You know,
Yeah.
like for me, I'm mostly self-taught. I have a hard time reaching out to people to ask for help. A lot of times, I'll be honest. Even in this situation, it was like this show. It was kind of difficult for me to reach out to people to be like, "Hey, can you do this for me?"
I need some help.
Yeah, like I don't ever want to inconvenience anybody. That's not. I don't like that. I just like to do things myself and just let's get it over with. Um, but don't be afraid to ask for help. Reach out to people. Also, you're gonna start with 3 people in the audience, your
Hmm.
friends and family, and they're gonna tell people, "Oh, this was really cool. Let's go like see this," or they're gonna tell you, "This was terrible." And you need to go back to the drawing board. If
Go
they're
back to
really
them.
your friends and family, they're going to tell you it's terrible, terrible. Okay.
Oh, I love
Um,
it.
as they should. Like I constantly, even to this day, my friends and family in Second Life, I'll be like, "Is this? Was it terrible? What do you think? What could be changed?" And even if it's like, "Well, this song felt long," okay, great. I'm gonna chop that down.
Right.
Like whatever it may be, I'm open to feedback as long as it's not like you're a terrible person and you should never do
Oh,
this. Then I'm like, well, that's
no.
not helping.
Constructive feedback is always helpful to
Right.
me. Don't worry
Right.
about this.
Right. But yeah, go do stuff. Experiment with things. Don't rush the process. A lot of people want instant gratuity. They want instant, I'm doing hand quotes, fame, because I don't know if I fully believe that fame is a thing in Second Life. I just think there are people that are popular but not necessarily famous. Like we're all logging on behind the same Firestorm viewer.
Right.
Like let's be real. Um, but notoriety, people will respect you the longer you do things, the longer you show quality work, the more you improve. I mean, that's a big thing for me too when I do a show is I want it to be bigger than the last one, which is now getting to be very difficult and I
You set a
really set
bar
myself
kind of
up for failure.
high.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you're gonna have fun with that.
Yeah, we may be taking a nice long sabbatical after this one because I'm like, I don't know if I can get much higher than this. So
Oh,
we'll
no.
see. But yeah, go do it. The
Right.
end.
What's on your? What are you listening to right now? What's on your playlist? Like, what's on your Spotify or your iTunes?
Oh, geez. Well, let me look. Let me just go right in here what I was listening to today.
Gosh.
Because honestly, depending on the day, it could really be anything. Okay, so do you remember a classic 2000s artist by the name of Cassie? Do you remember her? Me
Oh
and you
no.
now. I've been waiting. Okay, I love Cassie.
Okay.
Very, very niche. Was listening to her today. If you
Okay.
know, you know. I mean, I love Tinashe. One
Hmm.
of my faves, Aquarius Queen. Shout out to all the Aquarius. Yeah, what's up? I love Normani's new record that no one's listening to
Oh
because
gosh.
RCA is terrible. So, you know what, RCA, if you're watching, do better.
Oh god.
Hmm. I don't know. I really am listening to all kinds of weird things. There's a rapper named Tay Money. I love her. I'm listening to Halle Bailey's new song. Uh, I'm really all over the place.
A good thing though, I think. I think it's not good when we get into like a niche that we can't seem to get out of, and we discover new
Yeah,
things when we keep broadening our music horizons.
of course. Charlie
Yeah.
XCX. I was having a brat summer, even though that's basically over now. So what will she do next? Gonna need to see more. Oh, Angel of My Dreams by Jade from Little Mix. If y'all haven't seen it, run, don't walk. But wait till after this interview. Honestly, I can
Wait
go
till
on a
after we're
press.
done.
Yeah, wait until you're after we're done, but go ahead and cue that up. Keep that in your
Very nice.
YouTube history, your watch later. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Very nice. Well, I'm gonna switch topics here a little bit because
Okay.
I'm gonna move into another big part of your second life, which is fashion. So what initially drew you to the world of fashion in Second Life? Was there that defining moment that was like, yep, this is what I want to do. I want to keep doing photos and discover all these beautiful, beautiful looks. How did that happen?
Sure. Well, I mean, just to give a little history, if it's not obvious, I'm obsessed with fashion and fashion photography, if that's not
Right.
an obvious thing. But definitely I grew up, I have a very large archive of fashion magazines, even to this day, that people actually think is like a mental illness because of the level of archivery I have going on here. But I collected fashion magazines since I was a kid.
Mhm.
Um, to this day, I'm keeping the print industry very much alive with my purchases because it's a dying art, and it kind of makes me sad because there's really nothing like holding tangible, like the glossy pages of a magazine. Oh, that sends a chill up my spine. Ooh, 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 ooh. Um, but I wanted to create those things, and I lived slash still live in a very small town that the most glamorous thing here is a night at Texas Roadhouse. So, okay,
I
like,
got
what are we gonna do with that? There's nothing to do. There's not like fashion is not even close to the border here. So I was like, okay. I was fresh out of high school when I made this specific account.
you.
Now I was on other accounts underage, but Linden
Won't
Lab,
talk
you
about.
didn't hear that.
No, we won't talk about them.
Sure. And also Linden Lab snatched them up, rightfully so. So don't have access to those. Um, but I was fresh out of high school. Everyone was going to college. I didn't go to college because I was just like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if it's for me. I was terrible in school. Like, even to this day, I've still not gone to college, and I don't know if I ever will because I just don't. I don't know if I need it at this point.
Not for
Um,
everyone. I'm a firm believer in that.
yeah, and also America right now is terrible. Everything costs so much. Like, how am I going to afford to go to school and work a job? That's crazy. Anyways, that's a political segment, and we'll save that for another day.
Save that for
Um,
another day.
yeah, I won't go on a political tangent because we'll be here all night. Um, so I was like, I'm gonna make it in Second Life, and this was like the prime era of modeling agencies. If you came on Second Life and searched model, there are 14 modeling agencies and 28 academies to go to. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be a model.
This is just for me.
Yeah. I was like, this is perfect. And yes, my name is Grant, but I am a woman. So I was up in the drags. I was 5 million feet tall. I was wearing the dresses and the fashions, and I was going to our meaty and like uh what's the other store that I was obsessed with? There's Armidi. Before Leiluka was Leiluka, it was Menu Model Skins. You were getting your skin there. Like when Leiluka did clothes, which I'm looking at y'all. I'm looking at you, Leiluka. If you are watching too, hello. I'm waiting on you. Bring that back. Um, but I just want to be fashion. I was obsessed with fashion. I really feel like the 2010s it was this big like it was kind of like the 90s all over again with the supermodels. There were these models that I was obsessed with, and like certain pieces, and like photographers. My love of Stephen Klein came about then. My love of David LaChapelle, who I'm obsessed with, came about then. I was like, all right, I'm going to try to emulate these things. I'm going to be cute. I'm going to take pictures. I'm going to give the fantasy.
Yeah.
um, and you know, a lot of that has died out since then. Because the modeling academies thing and like the agencies, like I was obsessed with Modavia. I don't know if you recall that or if anyone even recalls that, but I was obsessed with Modavia and wanted to get in there so bad. Their models, they had fashion shows. I missed fashion shows so bad in Second Life.
Oh.
Uh, but now everyone has bodies and no one can see anybody. So it's like, okay, we can't do that. Um, but yeah, that was really real life was my gateway drug, honestly. I played Sims and I was like, no, I need to have more abilities here. I need to do more. And I think I started like online games like Sims because Sims Online closed and I was obsessed with that too. And then here came Second Life and it has uh helped me in a lot of ways and maybe hindered me in a lot of ways. But you know what? We're here
It's okay.
and I'm happy to be here.
Well, we're happy you're here too.
Thank you.
Which style should never come back in Second Life?
Well, you know what? I'm not gonna say my gut answer because I have mad respect for some people who may. I'm not gonna say that. Let me think of it. I was gonna say flexi hair, but
It's making a comeback.
it's making a comeback, and also I understand the fantasy of flexi hair. Like I understand why you want it.
Yeah, I
Seeing
want to move.
movement is beautiful, and it like lays really well sometimes in photos. I have some friends who create flexi hair, so I'm also not trying to like bash your business, babes, because that's not. I'm not gonna do that. Um, it's not for me personally. I find it a little difficult to wear, but also I think it may not be for the pale complexion people either. You know what I mean?
I understand.
Uh it looks different on a white woman versus someone of a darker skin tone.
I
Uh
understand.
so that's kind of like a love hate. I'm trying to think of oh, I'll tell you the one that really doesn't need to come back. Okay, I got the perfect answer for this. The one that I think everyone can agree on. The skirt inserts that you would wear with texture clothing.
Oh gosh,
Do you
no,
remember
that
that?
can. Yes, the prim. The what were they called?
Like a I don't know what the technical term was. I
I
could probably
know.
find one in my inventory because when I had a store, I used to make dresses with it, and it was the bane of my
I
existence.
know exactly what you're talking about.
Terrible. But those little inserts, awful. And they were even worse when it was sculpt or just a prim, and you would walk, and it looked like you were like a pre Roblox character. It was a mess. We can leave those in the past for sure.
I agree.
Yeah.
Um, how do you stay ahead of the trends while still maintaining your own style in Second Life? How does that work for you? Are you always going to go
Hmm.
to those trends, or is there still some things that you know what, this is going to stay a classic and I'm going to keep this?
I mean, I personally feel like trends are for teenagers and 20 somethings, and I am not that. I am a 30 pluser now. Hey, shout out. Uh, and I just kind of feel like wear what you like what you feel good in, what looks good to you. People will see whatever you're wearing, whatever you're projecting, even like I don't know. I don't really see trends anymore. I see them, but they're not for me. If it's cute, it's cute. Sometimes I do look at pictures and I'm like, you can see that I come from a different era because the kids are dressing different now than how I would style things. Um, but to each their own. Love personal style. Shout out. But I don't know. I just kind of do what I feel. I've done a lot less trend chasing. Like if I even look back maybe 5, 6 years ago, I was getting the magazines in real life that had the trend reports, and I was watching other people's feeds in Second Life on Flickr to see what was popular here, and I was trying to emulate what other people did. And when I look back at those photos, I'm like, oh, you were not being you in these pictures. Like the things you were putting out were things you thought people wanted to see, and that's why they weren't performing and why you weren't happy with how it looked. And now when I look at my feed, honestly, since the pandemic, I'm really happy with all the work that I've put out, and everything feels genuinely me. And if it doesn't, it's been deleted and it's gone, and no one will ever be able to find it.
No, no one can see it
So
again. It's nuts.
yeah,
I agree with
yeah.
that.
Like if you see it and you're like, nah, it wasn't very me. Let me take that down. Go for it. You know?
Very nice. When you're not out there creating your very fashionable looks on the runway or your performances, what else keeps you busy in SL? What else do you like to do?
Well, I love to tear my house down. Um, I love to build it and then be like, okay, this was fun. Honestly, I'd say that's a running joke with anyone who's known me for more than like a month. Is they're like, oh, what house are you in
You
today?
have a new house. I just saw you last
Yeah.
week.
Or I TP them somewhere and they're like, this isn't even the same land we were on last week. And I'm like, yeah, I got bored. Or like, I forgot to pay my tier and they evicted me. So now I'm moving somewhere else. Like, it just is what it is. I just forgot. It's just, I'm a virtual nomad at this point. It just is what it is. Uh, I I landscape with my SL sister Yanni, aka Bay. She was one of the dancers in the Beyonce show. We have a
Nice.
landscaping company. We take on projects here and there. We just did a huge one actually for the person who made the custom poses for me. See, it's like I have a really small circle and we just all
But it's okay. You support each
do
other.
stuff. Yes. Yes. Very that. But we did this like really cool like Icelandic meets European region with like an underwater tunnel system. It was real
Oh,
cute.
nice.
I need to go. That reminds me. I need to go take pictures of it so we can post those
Yeah, we need
pictures.
some photos.
Yeah, we did that like 2 months ago, and then this Beyonce stuff. I just forgot to take pictures. But note to self. Note to self. Yeah.
Is there anyone in Second Life who's had a really big influence on you that you could just say a thank you to, or to be like, you know what, you helped me get to where I am today?
Well, from a fashion and style influence point of view, blogger wise, Mia Rebane, who I don't know where she went. She just dropped
Uh,
off the face of the earth.
I hate that
But
SL. Oh,
I know I'm like, can somebody give me an update here? Because it's been years. Um, but her feed stands the test of time to this day. Like even you can go and look at it now, and I'm like, oh, I still want to be on that level of what she's doing. Um, I actually, oddly enough, interviewed her really early on
mm,
in her Second Life career, maybe in like 2011 or 2012, when I was like just an admirer from afar. And she was super sweet. And then we eventually became friends, and she did some stuff with the magazine that I publish and other projects. So love her. She was probably like the holy grail of bloggers for me, even to this day.
very nice.
And then from a style point of view and even friendship, my SL brother, David Heather, was a huge influence back whenever his store was Cashmere and then it was Cashmere and Keen. Obsessed. Didn't even know him then. I was wearing his stuff all the time because it was like chic and it was sleek and it
Right.
wasn't too like hoochie mama. Even though now I don't mind a little hooch.
Nothing
Okay.
wrong with the little hooch. No, I
You
agree.
definitely don't mind a little hooch. As we saw, I saw the poster for this and I was like, oh, y'all chose the picture of me with my bum out. Okay. All right. See, as we
Hey,
can
we don't
see,
hold back.
listen, don't mind a little bit of hooch here and there. Um, but no, early on he was one of the places I shopped, and then we met each other, and I talked to him almost every day. I would say my whole SL family were very like dependent on each other. We're small, but we're mighty, and everybody takes care of everybody, and everybody is really talented. I will say that. That's I admire everybody in our family unit that is either a photographer or a builder or a designer,
Right.
or a lot of us are former creators because we just got burnt out and tired of it. But when we were creating great stuff, and then people get their real lives involved. But like I like to surround myself with people that match my energy. I feel that are creatively stimulating and have a good sense of humor.
I agree.
um all those things, those are all really important things, and then we all influence each other
Right.
in a way.
That's the best
So
way it works.
yeah, 100%, because sometimes they'll like I'll see a picture on me like, oh bitch, you ate that, like that's yeah, you did that. They're like, oh well, I was really trying to emulate you in this one because I just felt like this was you, and I'm like, Well, A, that's crazy. And B, like you did it. You did the damn thing. So I love to see it. And then other times I'll put a look together and I'll be like, oh, I know you're going to love this look. Wait till I show you. You're going to love this because this is
Yeah.
very. So yeah, we're all inspirations to each other. They're my inspiration. Oh, how sappy.
Oh, I like it. um, if you could go back and tell past Grant from like, let's say 5 years ago, what advice? What advice would you give them?
Oh, geez. Get off of Facebook. You need to log
Yes.
out.
Sometimes that is terrible.
Yeah, that would be my biggest advice. You need to log out and go listen to some music and like escape this virtual world that is swallowing you alive, especially during the pandemic. I know it was hard for us to like get out.
Right.
However, I don't know what my problem is. I live in the middle of nowhere. I'm surrounded by fields. I could have easily taken a walk several thousands of times during
Go
the
touch
pandemic.
grass.
Yeah, like quite literally go touch grass. You need to get out. Because pandemic Grant is not Grant from 2024. Like those are two wildly different people. And to anyone watching who I said anything crazy to in the year 2020, I apologize now. I want to go
It
on the
was the
record.
COVID.
I really was off my rocker, babes. The
It was the
dog was
quarantine.
losing it. Yes. So, and I was stuck here with 3 other people. So, whew. But
Oh my.
yeah, get off Facebook. Honestly, that's my advice to everybody. Get off of social media. And like the other day I made a long rant post because I was really in my feelings about something and it was up for 7 minutes. Because as soon as I posted it, I was like, you need to take this down. This is no one's business. You need to fight these, like, go talk to your friends and then fight the demons with them. You don't need, this doesn't need to be public information, what you need to say. And sometimes that sneaks up. And sometimes you just need to also write things down and save it in a Word document and put it on your hard drive somewhere that you find a few years later and you can read it and be like, you are mentally
No
unstable.
one else needs to see.
Yeah, like that was just for you and we can revisit and see how far we've grown, or we can say, oh, you're still feeling that way, so we need to get some help for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just in general, social media, post your pictures and like occasionally like a funny meme or a song you like, but you stay off of social media. Don't be doing all the extra shenanigans. Relax.
Good advice.
Yeah.
I'm going to wrap up here in a few moments. I have a few. I always like to end with some fun questions, some fun, silly questions, and then we'll touch on a few things here. So, what is your go-to karaoke song, and how well do you sing it?
Well, hmm. Go to karaoke song. I don't think people want to hear me sing it, but it is what it is, and they're gonna have to hear it anyways. Naturally, it's a Britney song, and it's got to be "Slave for You."
Okay.
I'm gonna sing it in the Britney voice every time. I'm gonna do the choreography. I recently went to a wedding, and they played it at the wedding. Someone went up to the DJ booth because they knew that it would turn me into what's the word I'm looking for? Somebody who's just an attention whore. Basically, they knew that it's what it would turn me into, and I was a few drinks in by then.
That doesn't help either.
Yeah, and a video has surfaced recently of me
God.
on the dance floor, and I'm like, okay, great. So that would be my karaoke
okay.
/ wedding song, I guess. My turn up jam. If that's what people say, your turn up jam. Do people say that?
Maybe.
All right, we'll go with it.
We'll just make it.
Yeah, we'll go with it.
Yeah, we'll go with it. I feel like I know this answer, but if you could swap lives with any performer for a day.
Well, surprisingly, I don't think it would be Britney Spears.
Okay.
Because I would get her put in jail because I would be coming after her family with some weapons. So I don't think that's a safe one.
Okay.
I honestly, I'm going to say an answer for selfish reasons, and I would swap lives with Rihanna, drop a lot of cash into all my friends' bank accounts, and steal her hard drive and leak whatever album she has been sitting on for 20 years.
Oh my
All
gosh.
it like that would be the only reason. I would be like, we got to get this to the people because this is what everyone deserves. We're tired of waiting. We don't need more lip
Oh,
glosses and panties. We don't, Rihanna. Please. That final answer.
gotcha.
Rihanna.
And if you, what would your we're gonna try that word again. What would your autobiography be called if it was a comedy?
It would be a comedy regardless.
Okay.
It would be a dramatic comedy. What would it be called?
What would it be called? Grant's autobiography.
I mean, I say this is crazy or that's crazy a lot, so maybe it would be called like that's crazy. This is crazy.
Okay.
I could definitely come up with a better title. Maybe like Girl Shut Up. Like I think that's what it would be cuz
Okay.
my mouth gets me into trouble a lot. So, honestly, that's a great title. Let me write that down too. Girl
Okay.
Shut Up. Yeah, I like that.
We're gonna walk away with two things tonight: your little intro and your autobiography title. I
Yes.
like it.
Also, I was just informed by a family member who is watching this that I answered wrong about my karaoke song, and they're right.
Oh,
They
okay.
and this is how I know these people have known me for a decade on Second Life because I'm getting a correction. The correct song actually is, and I have done a poetry slam where I have done this song, and it's very inappropriate, but it is a song called "Snatch the Cat Back" by Kaya. Kaya famously sings "My Neck, My Back." So if we
Yeah.
yeah, everyone go Google the lyrics to that.
Oh
I
God.
have done that at karaoke in Second Life multiple times and once at a poetry slam. So you know what? They got me good there. Y'all got me, gal. You got me, gal.
Maybe on an incognito browser, search those lyrics.
Ye- Yeah, but yeah, definitely incognito. The song goes off though. It's a great song. But if we're doing nice PG, there's kids around, I'm gonna say Slave for You. But if we're at an adults only karaoke, yeah.
Okay.
Snatch the Cat Back by Kaya. Shout out.
I'm gonna message you next time I head to some karaoke thing. I need to hear this.
Okay, great.
Okay.
I'll do it. I have no shame. Or Buttons by Pussycat Dolls. I've done
Oh,
that
I
one a
like
lot
that.
too. I really
Um,
wow. I'm all over the place.
I want to touch back on Beyonce just for a moment here before we finish the
Sure.
night. So you're bringing her back for a special performance this coming weekend.
Well,
Any
yes.
little tidbits, or you told us about the pose that's coming out? Is there anything
Yes. There
else
is
you
a goodie
can
bag.
maybe give us
There's
as
a
we get
little goodie
ready?
bag that everyone will be getting.
Nice.
It was originally going to be for the VIPs only, and then I changed my mind. I was like, you know what? I don't want there just to be VIPs and standard. I feel like that there's a thing that sometimes happens in Second Life where people feel like they gotta be VIP or they can't do anything
Mhm.
because they need to be like important in that way, and that's not what any of this is about. Anything I do is never about one group feeling higher than another group. We're all equal. I want everyone to be there as a community and just have a good time. So we got rid of that, and I was like, and I'm just gonna give everybody the same thing. Everyone's in the same spot. Like that's what I wanted to be. So if you haven't bought your tickets, they are 1,500 lindens, and you can buy them on my marketplace. I believe there are links.
I'll drop some links in the chat too
Okay,
on
great. And
Facebook. Yep.
there are links on Facebook. You can search Grant VALESKA. You can find me. I think those posts should be public on my page. So that will be there. There are 2 dates available: 1 p.m., 6 p.m. this Saturday. And then we do have a special guest who I'm not going to say who it is,
Okay.
but she definitely is known for being a bit of a Barbie. So
Oh.
let's
Okay.
just take that into consideration, ladies and gents. So, we do
Okay.
have somebody coming. We do have a little pop up that's going to happen. And we have an extra 15 minutes that is not on the live stream and will not be on the live stream, and that was not at the original show that I had to cut for time.
Right.
So, there's bonuses to getting the ticketed performances, as well as just supporting. The profits are helping to pay for the region, help pay for the staff, help pay my dancers. We have DJ Rue, aka Rulin, who is doing a pre-show mix before the show, so you can come listen to her, just kind of party for a little while beforehand, drink some drinks,
Very
hang
nice.
out, meet people. Like, it's gonna be a good time. I'm really excited about it.
I'm excited too.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we didn't touch on today that you would like to talk about, or any topic?
I don't think so. I think I got all the information out there.
Okay.
Social media is just Grant Valeska everywhere. Instagram, Prim Feed, Flickr. I think it might be something different on Facebook, but just search my name, add me. I add everybody on Facebook. Uh, the more the merrier. I don't think I'm capped out on friends yet. Someone did add me the other day, and then it was like, you can't add this person because they have too many friends. And I was like, so why did y'all let her add? Like, why was she allowed to add me then? This feels counterproductive. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. There's just, I'm always doing something. Halloween's around the corner. I love Halloween.
Oh, me too. It's my
Yeah,
favorite.
yes. It's when we get to be weird. And like, if I do a picture that has blood in it, people aren't like, you're demonic.
No, it's not. It's fine. I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can.
It's
go
fine
crazy
for a
Halloween.
whole
I'm
month.
so excited.
Yes, I
I feel
wanna.
you on this one.
I want to bring back my 30. What is it? 30 days of Halloween. Is it 30 or 31? How many days are?
31.
Okay, 31.
Yeah.
I should know
31
after
outfit,
doing it.
31 looks, 31 photos.
Yes, I did that for 3 years, and then last year I took a break because I was burnt out. But I think this
I like
year
that
it may make a
challenge.
comeback.
I like that challenge though.
Oh, and it is a challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Trust and believe. That one also gets worked on a month ahead of time because I store up photos because I'm like, you're gonna die if you have to do this every single day for 31
Right.
days.
I understand.
Oh, yeah, that's about it. That's all I got.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. I got
course.
to learn a little more about you and your performing skills and just how much of an icon you are in the fashion and photography world. So thank you so much. As Grant said, to connect with them, you can go to their Linktree as well. So it's Linktree/Grant Valeska, and you can hopefully then find all of the clickies and all the links for you. Be sure to also connect with SL20 to keep up on all the upcoming interviews and information. We are at Linktree as well, Linktree/SL20.org. As a reminder, the show is this weekend, September 7th. There is a 1 p.m. and a 6 p.m. SLT show. And it's just one ticket now, and you're getting lots of goodies with it, as well as an extra 15 minutes. And there is some special guests that we don't quite know about yet that I'm excited to know. So check out the link in the comments of the video today so you guys can get your tickets on Marketplace. Again, thank you so much, and thank you all for spending time with us today. And we can't wait to see you all again soon. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.